Right, we were telling you earlier how many delegates the candidates need to win, at least on the Republican side, to close the deal. And we told you that Donald Trump needed about 61% of the remaining, or 768 delegates, to get the 1,237 he would need. You know, Ted Cruz, when all is said and done, isn't that far behind. He needs 68% of the remaining delegates, or 867 of them. So about 100 behind what you need to get to close the deal. He's separated by about 100 right now. Donald Trump picked up 9 in the Northern Mariana Islands overnight. So what to make of that? And Ted Cruz is hoping to run the table to at least change the math around. Congressman Ted Franks certainly hopes so. An early backer, Ted Cruz, the Republican from Arizona, with me right now. Congressman, you think he can do that?
Well, I think he can. You know, there's no one that has a crystal ball. This is a pretty unique situation. The truth is, we're not really in a political battle here as much as we are in a mathematical conundrum, Neil. And if no one goes into the convention with a majority, then I think that there's a very good chance that Mr. Cruz will prevail. We'll just have to see.
What do you think would happen, Congressman? I ask a lot of the powers that be in your fine party. If it looked that Donald Trump was awfully close, he didn't have the 1,237, but he had hundreds of delegates more than the closest guy behind him. The Trump people say trying to rob him of the nomination, that's how they term it, rob him of the nomination with that kind of math, wouldn't go down well. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's a very important point. The truth is that we have created this great chasm between Republican leadership and the Republican base, and the two things that have caused that are Barack Obama's leadership, and the base is a perspective that we're not doing enough to stop Barack Obama, that, you know, undermining the country. And that, plus the Senate filibuster, the way it's invisible now, has made it to where we've got this huge chasm. So yes, there could be terrible backlash, and that's why it's important that everything be done in the convention according to the rules. I mean, we've had conventions before. You never know how they're going. That's why you have a convention. And so it has to be strictly according to the rules. And I'm concerned about that. But here's what's happened. Mr. Trump is a product of the rage among the Republican base. And sometimes rage robs us of reason. And, you know, whatever else one might say about Mr. Trump, his background, his history, his record is anything but conservative. He says, well, people can't buy me. Well, the truth is he spent last 20 years trying to buy every politician he ever came into contact with. So I don't know how you make that connection. And ultimately, he's the ultimate insider. He's been on all sides of all issues. And I'm very concerned for our country if we nominate him, because I think it brings chaos. Obviously, if we see a Hillary Clinton as president, it brings destruction. So we're caught in a difficult
But you would support Donald Trump if he ended up being the guy?
If it comes down between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, as a conservative, I may not be able to trust Mr. Trump to do the right thing, but I can definitely trust Mrs. Clinton to do the wrong thing, so therefore I would vote for Donald Trump.
So you disagree with Mitt Romney, who says if it's Donald Trump, he'll search out somebody else?
Well, I think that on the one hand, we see the Constitution destroyed. I mean, the job that Barack Obama has started would be finished under Hillary Clinton. At some point, maybe Trump would do some good things. I don't know. But I will tell you that it's vital for this party and for the future of this country that we now turn all of our focus on Ted Cruz and help him to become the President of the United States, because he does have a record that reflects his words.
All right. Congressman, thank you for taking the time. And you were with him long before he was marching up those polls. Thank you, sir. Very good to see you.
Thank you, sir.